Winter storm watch out across most of northern Nebraska and central Nebraska. The east and west, we've got along Interstate 80 that watch. But also to the southeast or southwest, here, we've got this winter weather advisory. We're already starting to see some snowfall out there, just some weak little bands of snow. Could see maybe about an inch or two across some of these counties here. McCook might see just outside of that advisory, might see about an inch of snow overnight tonight. We'll look at local Florida Doppler radar right now. We see even here in Lincoln County, heading into Dawson County, a weak band of some light flurries this evening. But this area, we could be seeing, like I said, a couple inches of snow from this band, just depending on how long it stays here from Dundee County, north of Binkelman. Not a whole lot of people out here, but could be seeing some of that snow accumulating over tonight because it's basically going to train right along this stretch of Highway 34. So it's sort of the weak system before the main system arrives. Looking through Futurecast here, we see that model that eventually tapers out once it gets south of Lexington, heading into Kansas there. So not going to be seeing much impacts from that. The main system, though, starts tomorrow evening. By around 6 o'clock in the evening, that's when we start to see a sort of a rain-snow mix out ahead of everything coming towards southwestern Nebraska, and then eventually spreading towards the Tri-Cities by around about 11, 12 o'clock at night. So that's going to be something we'll start to see. It'll start to come down, and then it will last through the wee hours of the morning, and then we could see by around 5 a.m. maybe a break, maybe some heavier bands of snow. This is just one model we're looking at, but it's just to give us a sense of some of the timing. Most of the models are agreeing on the timing, whereas they don't agree on the amounts. But by 7:45 a.m. here, we see it continuing through the day, but notice off towards eastern Nebraska, we've got a lot of darker blues out here. Nebraska City, Beatrice, seeing some very heavy snow, but transitioning over into that pink. That's some mixed precip, so we could see some ice accumulation, whether that's freezing rain or sleet. We still have some time to work that out, but it could change the impacts, especially if that's in the form of freezing rain. But look, we see by the evening on Tuesday, it's already cleared out of the Tri-Cities by late afternoon or so, but evening starting to wrap up there for eastern Nebraska. As far as the ice accumulation, like I said, whether it's freezing rain or sleet, it depends on how much cold air there is, but we could see more of that towards the southeast of Lincoln, all the way back up to maybe to the Tri-Cities, seeing less than 1/10 of an inch of that accumulating ice. If we see more of that, that's going to possibly rob us from the snow total. So a lot goes into what's going to be happening. But we've got the snowfall forecast here. This is updated from what I showed you at the 5 o'clock. So if you saw that, pay attention here. Notice we still have this band of heavier snow across northern Nebraska. But we also have sort of this secondary band across southern Iowa, just starting just outside of our viewing area. So I actually pulled this down from the Platte Valley just a little bit because some of the models are starting to indicate that we'll sort of have two bands. Like we saw in that earlier one, we had some heavy bands of snow up here, but then also in that transition to the rain over towards the southeast, that could be convective snow. Thunder snow sometimes happens in that. But that could mean that we see high snow rates, very quick accumulating snow across southeastern Nebraska. Tri-Cities sort of get the short end of the stick. We're right between those two. Looks like we'll be seeing around 2 to 4 inches maybe. This is still going to be updated over the next couple of days. So tune in the mornings for Travis, evenings for Tim as we head into this event. We'll get more of those updates because there's still some things that we've got to iron out. The timing we've got pretty good. It's going to be mostly from late on Monday night through the afternoon of Tuesday. So that's fairly confident. The amounts, though, can still change, and that placement of those two bands is going to be critical. So that's one of the lower confidence things. So give it about a 4 out of 6. You want to have high confidence in these things with low impacts. The impact is going to be the amount, though. If we do see those high totals, especially if that eastern band shifts just a little bit towards the west, it could impact the Lincoln and Omaha area. So that amount and the placing could be a critical thing that we have to iron out. In the meantime, though, lows overnight tonight dropping down into the teens across most of the area. We're not recovering very much. We will get back above freezing for a little bit, but for over the next 7 days here, we are going to be seeing those temperatures dropping down below freezing. We don't get back above freezing until after the new year starts on Saturday. And it looks like it's going to be quite cold to end up 2020. Alicia?